Good morning, everybody, and welcome on this 4th day of February here in our virtual auditorium. Wonderful to have you here, and it's a privilege for myself, Kobus Oosthuizen, Dr. Jan Asher, and David Venter to host you and to share with you information and to also have a chat to our highlights, some of our alumni that's going to share their experiences with you. So wonderful, 314 days since our lives have been turned upside down, and I'm sure we've all adapted to this way of doing things, and hence having you here in this virtual two-dimensional environment is also a great privilege for us this morning. So without any further ado, I'm going to take you through a high level what we are all about. So our agenda is an overview of Milpark Business School. Then Jane and David will also then share with you some of the admission requirements for the postgraduate diplomas and the MBA, as well as about our robust online learning platform and experience. And then, as I said, our kind of highlight is to hear from our alumni on their experiences that they've had. So, colleagues and friends, who are we? Very briefly, a snapshot. Obviously, a private higher education institution, and we've been around for more than 20 years. So we've earned our stripes, and we kind of are very well entrenched in the higher education space within South Africa. We have around 24 accredited programs ranging from the NQF level 5, the certificate level, right up to the NQF level 10, the doctorate level, with our campuses, the physical face-to-face campus situated in Melville in Johannesburg. We also have our centralized head office campus situated in Claremont in Cape Town, as well as a smaller administrative satellite campus in Durban, Westville. So moving on to the next slide, just to give you a snapshot of what the parent institution, Milpark Education, looks like. Within there, the 5 schools, Business School, which is our focus today. So you're visiting us today. But let's tell you a little bit about also the School of Commerce. That's where the undergrad qualifications are housed. Those are the bachelors in business administration, the bachelors in commerce, as well as the high certificates, the diplomas, etc. So all the the undergraduate qualifications from the commerce qualifications resides within the School of Commerce, also situated here in Melville, Johannesburg. Then we have the School of Financial Planning and Insurance, a niche school that provides educational solutions to the financial planning and insurance industries. Then, of course, also very important, the School of Investment and Banking, also quite niched with education and development and training solutions aimed at the investment and banking fraternity. Lastly, our further education and training college, which we call Milpark College. That is, all qualifications or programs or courses that in the NQF level 4 space and so forth. So just to give you a sense of where, or how rather, Milpark Education, the bigger institution, looks like. But now let's drill down to us, the business school, which you are visiting today. On our list of offerings is starting from the top, the Doctorate in Business Administration, which we launched in 2019. Very proud that we have got the full spectrum of academic qualifications now, also demonstrable of our academic maturity within the higher education space in South Africa. Then our crown jewel, we like to refer to, our Masters in Business Administration, the MBA at NQF level 9. We have then a series of postgraduate diplomas, one being that in business administration, the other in public administration, the other in investment management, and the other in banking. And any business school worth its salt also has a strong executive education department or a division, which we also have. There are bespoke programs in there for the corporate world, and of course there's also a whole host of short courses. And then all of us as faculty are also involved in consulting. That's one way in which we ensure that we stay very close to industry, to have a firm understanding of their training and development needs. So that just gives you a sense of what is on our menu at present. But I think it's also important to share with you our ethos. And if you can align with our reasoning, thinking, and acting, then we want you aboard. So we get up to the following in the mornings, and that is to empower leaders to pursue ethical and sustainable business practices informed by the Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDGs. You will know that there's only 9 years left to achieve those goals that have been set, and we as a school, faculty, students are committed in contributing towards the achievement of those 17 goals. But now, this intent is firmly grounded in what is termed from the ancient Greek word of phronesis, which means practical wisdom. Now, it's important that there is practical along with the wisdom, because wisdom alone is beautiful. However, that needs to translate to tangible changes and to practical things. So this approach emphasizes our development not only of great leaders, but of leaders for the common good. So hashtag common good is also one of the phrases that we have adopted. Now, you've noted in perhaps our promotional items and so forth, the words "tomorrow is beautiful," which is our mantra, which we've inculcated into ourselves and into our students, so that we have this future vision of the way that we want the world to be, and us combined as contributors of creating and shaping this future that we all want. If I may just share with you for a moment a bit about our badges. You know, everybody's got badges. So these are some of the highlights and that we're very proud of. And the first one there being AMBER accredited. So we achieved AMBER accreditation. That's one of the 3 primary international accreditation bodies. We attained that in 2018. And very important to note is that we are the only business school on the continent of Africa whose MBA is accredited for both contact and online learning. So most of the others are, or who's also AMBER accredited, have got accreditation for the contact learning, for their contact learning program. So that is something that really differentiates us, and that we're very proud of. Just to the right of that, you'll see the Association of African Business Schools. So there's around, let's say, 60 institutions of higher education, management education specifically, of which most of them are business schools on the continent, have joined in an association to promote the continent's agenda as far as management education is concerned. So we also there play a significant contributory role. There's also, you see there's SAPSA, or that's the South African Business Schools Association. So the 20 local business schools, 20 schools in South Africa are also part of this association. And that's the platform where we, again, as a sector, collectively promote management education in South Africa. You know, a number of times a year we meet to discuss matters that affect us all, and also quite prominent is the future of management education in South Africa. Friends, we're also a member of the Johannesburg Chamber of Commerce. That's one of the mechanisms to make sure that we stay very close to industry. We're also a member of the Business Graduates Association, which is a sister institution to AMBA. But that makes provision also for your undergrad, graduate institutions, and undergraduate students, and so forth. We're also a member of or a signatory rather, to the Responsible Research in Management or Business and Management. And below that, you'll notice Prime, or Principles of Responsible Management Education, of which we are, along with hundreds of other institutions of higher education in the world, signatories to. This is an initiative by the United Nations Global Compact, and we've committed ourselves to 6 principles, and I invite you to go and have a look at their website as to what those 6 principles are. And Milpark Business School reports every 2 years on the progress that we've made in terms of those 6 principles. And then lastly, to the far left, PMR Africa, which is an annual survey undertaken with employers in South Africa who employs MBAs, to get a sense based on 19 criteria how they measure the MBA of a particular institution. And we are very proud that in the 2020 survey, Milpark Business School achieved the 2nd place overall of the business schools in South Africa. So that's just a little bit about, or bragging a little bit, so to speak, just to also demonstrate our standing within the South African higher education environment. And that is kind of the backdrop. This is where I'm going to step off the stage and going to hand over to take you further into deeper discussions on the programs itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cobus. And welcome to everybody. Thank you for spending time with us this morning. And I know your time is valuable, so we really do appreciate that. I'm not going to go in depth into each of the modules that we do in the postgraduate diplomas as well as the MBA, because that would take us quite a while. And so you're welcome to, once this is done, we can contact you for a really in-depth discussion as to what each module pertains and how it can help you in your journey forward. So I'm going to talk initially about the admission requirements for the postgraduate diplomas as well as the MBA. Brian has just posted a question about how do we contact exams for online learning. At the moment, we are doing everything online. We have to. Where necessary, we do proctored exams. However, what we've been doing are research-based summative assessments. We do have some timed exams, and then we give you a full brief on that. So you would do it at home, you upload it within a certain time, and it goes through like that. But we can explain a little bit further on that, Brian, in terms of how we go about it and what you need for that. So thanks for that. So to look at the admission requirements for the postgraduate diplomas in the beginning, and we've split it into 2 sections. The postgraduate diploma in business administration. You need to have a recognized bachelor's degree or equivalent. So that means you must exit whatever you've done before at an NQF, National Qualifications Framework Level 7, okay, or equivalent to that. You need to be proficient in English, because that is the way, the language in which it's taught, and you are assessed in English. And in this qualification, you need to have an acceptable rating in a Milpark assessment that we do, an entrance assessment. And with that entrance assessment, it really is to see where you are in terms of your strong points, your perhaps not as strong points, and so that we can provide support there, and that you also know where you're stronger at, and you can